What's up, you guys? It is Ali, your eccentric nomad. Where's Ali? You guys, today I am doing part two. Thought it was long overdue because my list is getting longer. Part two of things I've observed here in Albania. I guess first impressions, observations, things that I just note as I'm walking around. So I'm going to be filling you in on some of those things. Go check out part number one if you have not seen it. It was a live video I did a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week ago. I'm not even sure at this point. But check that out. And today is going to be fun filled. I'm going to fill y'all in on some things that you might want to know, and they might help you with deciding whether or not you would visit this fantastic country. All right, you guys, if this information or other things that I post on my page are inviting for you, exciting, informative, you just enjoy being here with me, please click that subscribe button, click that like. But is there a like? But yeah, the like for this video, the notification bell so you get notified when I go live or post another video. Please tell a friend, you guys. Watch all my videos so I can get some hours. Appreciate you guys. It helps my video be seen if you leave a comment as well. I'm going to start off with a shameless plug. Why not? If you have not and you need somewhere to jot down your fantastic, illustrious, wonderful travel, whether it's in the country, if you are a commuter and you get an opportunity to sit and not drive, get one of these and write about your day. It's in Amazon, you guys. On Amazon, it'll be a link in the description as well. All right, y'all. So let's just get started. Let's cut to the chase and get right down to it. Observations part two in Albania. So one of the things that I've noticed greatly being here, so I have visited four cities. Samil, I don't think you pronounce the K. It's Samil. Samil, I think. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Saranda, Tirana, which is the capital, and Durrës, which is where I am on the coast now. So I've done 3 coastal and 1 inland city. Okay, and I've noticed that most of these places, even specifically even on the coast here, they're in I guess what you would call a boom. Like everybody is not everybody, but there's a lot of building, a lot of new renovations or rentals type things that look like apartment buildings popping up and in the works and in the process. And it's one of those things when you're in another country and you see how they build. Nothing is marked off. Yesterday I was out at a restaurant and it was evening. It was dark because it gets dark here about 5:30 now because I guess our clocks change. I didn't even realize it. Anyway, I don't realize when people do daylight savings, but I guess they do it here. That's another thing. That's another observation. Add daylight savings here in Albania, right? But anyway, I was out yesterday having a glass of wine and I noticed kids playing in the rubble in the building next to ours, next to where I was, that was going through. They were renovating and doing some building and all of that, but all the rubble, the cement, all that stuff was out and the kids were playing and we were like, oh my God. Okay, anyway, FYI, it's booming. It's booming. So lots of building here. So sometimes you'll hear the noise and, sometimes I don't, more times than not. Most of the sites, things that you're going to see are going to be outside of the city, which I think is kind of normal. But, some places you go to, for example, Chiang Mai, when I was in Chiang Mai, like if you're into temples and stuff like that, I promise there's one like every corner you hit one, boom, you walk another corner, boom, there's another, so there's a lot of architectural history right in the city center. Whereas here, you don't really see it. It almost feels like being in San Jose, Costa Rica. There's like nothing to see. So you have to kind of go out of the city center, right? Y'all, another observation. Ain't no 7-Elevens in Albania. Now, I know some people will be like, yeah, but they have marts everywhere. I get it. But coming from being in Thailand for the last 7 months before I went back to before I came here, and when then went back to the States, I swear to God, there was a 7-Eleven every single corner. Y'all know, and they do 7-Eleven. Asians do 7-Elevens like no other. Like Japan and Korea are top notch, but Thailand got it on lock too. So everywhere you go, there's a 7-Eleven. There's a Lotus, but there's a 7-Eleven everywhere. So it throws me off that there is like, because the 7-Eleven is set up different. Like it has 7-Eleven is like the convenient mart of everything. Like they literally have some of everything there. You can get from your cosmetics all the way down to your dog and cat food or whatever else you need. So it's really kind of weird they have stuff like that here because there's grocery stores like across, and but it's just interesting. All right, observation, y'all, observation. Most of the local groceries here, they don't sell fruit and veggies inside the store, especially if there is a fruit or veggie stand right next to them or close to them. So I think that is an arrangement that they have, that a lot of the locals will a lot of the locals sell the fruits and the veggies in their stands, and so I think the stores respect that, and so they don't have it. Like, I mean, I guess if you go to a bigger store, where was I at? I think some of the bigger stores like Extra, Big Market, they have them. But for the most part, most of the marts that you'll see, they'll either have like a fruit veggie stand inside or right outside. So that's just something that I think is kind of cool. Another observation, I have yet to find creamer, like creamer for coffee. Like not the dry stuff, not the, imported, I don't even know the name of the dry stuff we use, but like just finding milk creamer. They do have a lot of non-animal milks here, like rice, soy, oat, almond. I haven't seen oats, but coconut, they have all that. But I haven't found like creamer. Like I just want a creamer or some dry milk. Dry coconut milk. It's an Asian thing, but okay. Observation. Y'all, another observation. They have some of the best cheese here. I promise to God. Okay, so another observation. I can eat. Now I'm back to eating cheese. I wasn't really partaking unless it was on pizza or something like that. And then even then I was like limiting it. But y'all, they do like this crumbly goat cheese, or what I call feta. Basically, it's feta. So if I say feta, some people do understand it, but it's the same kind of consistency. And they have some that's a little bit sharper. They have some that's a little bit sweeter. I eat a block of cheese a day. The only negative to that, because I don't have any other side effects, I eat my cheese. They have tomato, olives. That's like a morning breakfast. Things and cucumbers. You can eat that every single day. Bread with the olive loaf. Lord have mercy. No issues. The only issues is gas from the cheese. So you at least know the cheese is real. So like for me, when I eat like cheese, or I'm having a cappuccino when they don't use almond milk or plant-based milk or something like that, I'll know immediately if it's real, if fluctuates, flatulence. Y'all know what I'm saying. If that comes up, then I know, right? And I'll be like, okay, well, we know it's real or not. Okay, moving on. People, including kids, be out at night, late at night. So it's another European thing. It's another Asian thing that you see. I think it's an East thing. Even though it's getting chilly here and it's darker sooner, people don't come out till 8 o'clock. Let me rephrase. Between 7 and 8, until 9 maybe. Now the streets on this side are a little bit more scarce at night, but that's typically what you'll see. And the kids will be out. Like I said, them kids was out playing in the whole construction zone yesterday evening. So, FYI. So this is another thing that I've observed is people say that Albania is a cash only society, and I mean, I'm like, so I'm not in, like, I ain't in the neighborhood. Like I can look out and see that the neighborhood goes and goes. I'm like right on the beach. So I'm on the boardwalk and the sea. I keep saying ocean the other day, and somebody was like, "We don't have an ocean. We have a sea." That's another observance. It's a sea, not an ocean. The Adriatic Sea, to be more specific. Anyway, but one of the things that I notice is, a lot of folks say, make sure you have cash, make sure you have cash, make sure you have cash. And just another observation, the ATM fees be out the wazoo. So I got to figure that out, because paying an extra $100 a month in ATM fees and conversions is something else. I don't want to keep doing it. I did not get my Charles Schwab debit card or my Sophie debit card before I left. Y'all get them, because those are the ones that pay you back. So I'm gonna figure out with my cards. My credit card will, but I don't use my credit card to get cash. So we're gonna work on some things, and I'll maybe report back on what you can do if you find yourself already out of the country, unless somebody gonna come visit me and I can apply for one and y'all can bring it to me. Let me know. Note to self. But what I'm finding, even I'm more in a local area. I'm on the plaza, so I'm at the beach area. But one of the things that I will say that I have found is, yes, people take cash. They prefer cash, especially in these coffee shops, especially I think when it's like this downtime in the season. But a lot of these local shops, I went to a hardware store the other day, and make sure my mic is on. I went to a hardware store the other day, and I was buying up a whole bunch of stuff that I needed for the apartment. I was like, oh, wait, do you guys take credit card? And he was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, no problem. I've been to pretty much every restaurant that's more like a sit down, not like coffee shops, but like sit down places, which I haven't been to a lot. But they accept credit cards. So it's in between. But what I will tell you is they will ask you for euro before they want lek, which is LEK, which is their currency. And I don't know if the euro has more value, which it might, and they prefer to at least have the euro. And then another thing along those same lines is I haven't noticed that anybody takes transfers like Wise or World Remit, because then I'd still be paying a fee. But like for paying my rent, it would be, I wouldn't have to take cash out. Now, I will say this, the ATM fees are either a flat 500 or a 700, which is $5 or $7, which is going to be high. And then when you get the conversion rate on top of that, it starts to add up, y'all. So pay attention to that, okay? What else? What else? What else? Taxis. So one of the things that about taxis, they're everywhere. Even here in Durham, they're everywhere. And this is an interesting thing. I walked to the city center the other day, like last week, and I was walking back, and so I was coming from around the bus terminal, which I found where the bus terminal is. So I was walking back from the bus terminal when I was on the main inside of the street, not the path I normally walk, and I noticed cars kept pulling up to me, and I couldn't understand what they were saying. So Nat and here y'all, because I got all kinds of fruit, but I couldn't understand what they were saying. But I think they were asking me if I wanted a ride, and so it's just plain cold people that think that you're gonna get in their car. This is not rideshare. They don't have rideshare. Check out my previous video. They do not have rideshare here. So you gotta be careful. And I was just like, do they just think people gonna get in a car with them or whatever? And I guess so. I don't know how that works here. I don't know if I'm primed for trafficking or, things that we had to keep in mind, especially as women. And I just politely say no, or, I just wave because I don't know what they're saying, but I noticed that they're in areas where there's depots, like bus depots, and only a few were the actual taxis with taxi lights and stuff. But in Tirana, you'll see a lot of actual official taxis, but I do have a number for one that worked out perfect. But my point here, so I got off track. My point is if you message a taxi service, so let's say you have their number and you can message them WhatsApp and say, hey, I'm going to need a pickup. I'm going to Tirana, or I need to, I don't know, what's your price to take me to Vlore? I want to go to the next city, something like that, or I want to go here to city center, and what's the price? And then they tell you what the price is beforehand. So it's kind of good sometimes a pre-message to find out what the total or charge is going to be. It's kind of like a pre-ride share, and then everything is already set, and you pay cash though, so just make sure you got cash on you. Try to do little bills too, because I noticed I took a taxi from city center back into town, about 20 minutes north, a walk north, 20 minutes walk north of where I am now, and he told me 1,200. I'm sure it should have only been like 300 or 400, but that's fine. But when I gave him a 2,000, he only gave me 700 back, which means he charged me 13. So they do that to you. Be mindful. And I was just like, if I was gonna tip, you just took it without me, saying okay to that. So message ahead of time when you can, and get some numbers from people from the expat groups, things like that. And so far I've found, good honesty there. Another observation, and this was like a recent observation, is fireworks. There have been fireworks, and I'm like, what's going on? Is there like, is this a holiday? And somebody's like, no, it's when a birthday, somebody's celebrating a birthday. But I'm like, is everybody's birthday the same day? Because I promised to God in the last 4 days, everybody has been lighting fireworks. So apparently it's a thing that if it's somebody's birthday, they publicly light fireworks. I guess you can't not publicly light fireworks, but you know what I'm saying. They light fireworks. Other observation that I've noticed that I actually didn't write down, but I did notice in the last 4 to 5 days, well, actually it's like 3 days in a row, a few days ago, that the power went out every single, each night between 8 and 10 p.m. or 8 and 11 p.m., like for 5 minutes at a time, but repeatedly through the night. And I thought that was interesting. And somebody said it had something to do with with it being rainy. I don't know if it's because it's colder, but it's just something, but it hasn't happened in 2 days. I don't know. So it's not a big deal. It pops right back on. You barely notice unless you're sitting with the light on at night, and then all the power. And when I say the power, I'm not talking about the building. Like everything is pitch black. Everything. Except the port. Everything. Okay. Last two things I think I'm going to share here. And I had a conversation with this gentleman last night, Albanian guy last night. And I'm going to talk more about these things in private sessions with subscribers once I start developing how I'm going to invite subscribers to have these conversations. But this is again about dating. Ladies, be mindful of this. I don't know that this affects men as much, but ladies, here, this guy confirmed this Albanian guy confirmed this. He said, when you smile, and I talk about this in other videos, but he said, when you smile at an Albanian man, and I think it's a European thing in general, but specifically Albanian men, and they smile back at you. So he said, you make eye contact, that is an invitation for sex. In their mind, they think that you're wanting sex. Because he said, well, why would you smile? He said, well, you just go around smiling at people? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I smile at people. So, remember the last video I was talking about, the men and being forward and direct? We'll talk more about that in another video, but just FYI, that is how a lot of them take it. And it's not just here, y'all. I'm going to tell you it's not just here. And I have a whole theory around my dating practices. I'll share that in a subscriber initiated type video. Okay, so make sure y'all subscribed. Follow me so when I start doing my Patreon subscriptions, you guys can get on there. We can have some more intimate conversations, okay? Last but not least, for those of us melanated people, this question comes up. Somebody from one of my friends from Diani Beach in Kenya asked me this, or made a statement around this. She was like, so there's not very many of us down there, over there, I presume. So for anyone who's asking, and those who feel like, I want to be in a place where I'm with my melanated brothers and sisters, and whatever that is, because it could be any brown. It doesn't have to be like, African American people or African people or Caribbean only, or, Asian people are considered brown too, or whatever. For people who feel like you need that in order to stay somewhere long term and have that community that you're looking for. There's like two of us on the coast, and I think there's maybe four of us in Tirana. There's more, I'm sure, but and I'm one of them four, and I'm one of the two here. So no, we're not here. But for me, I'm just going to be honest, because I have been traveling around for the last 3 years, and outside of even in when I was in Africa, I still was, you're around your melanated brothers and sisters, so that's fantastic. But it's still a mental thing where you're in two different two different people, different worlds, different cultures, all that kind of stuff that you have to take into consideration. But this is one of those places where, yeah, no, we not gonna be out here that much. Maybe during the high season, there's more. I've seen some of us sprinkled throughout on the beach, but I think it's just temporary days here and there. No Asians, like, honestly have not seen very many Asians, if any at all. So, which is interesting. So if that's something that's important to you, that's an observation that I have made. But if you're someone who is open and you kind of can, fit in, get in where you fit in, I'm telling you, I haven't had any negative, that I know of, incidents or anything like that that make me feel uncomfortable being in that space of being the one and one of three, one of two, one of one, whatever that is. I've been good, and I'm going to post probably a short video of me just doing some regular daily chore daily errands, things around the city, and just an interaction that I had with someone. So don't be afraid. If you're not afraid, come and hang out, enjoy this country, and I might have a part three. So make sure you subscribe, click that notification bell so you're notified when I post another one. And leave me a comment, you guys. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you may be interested in picking up one of my journals. And stay tuned, because there's some other things that are going to be coming out too. I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate your support, your love, your care, your comments. You guys just ushering me along this journey, because I don't know. I'm just doing it. And I really just want to show people in general, women specifically, but people in general, that you can live this life. You can also be okay and be happy living a life where you are not designated to be doing something every minute. We've been conditioned to be in a space where I got to be working. If I'm not working, then I'm not representing myself. One of the things I heard recently, and it was something that was clouding my mind maybe a year ago, like last year, was your value is not in what you do. Your value is in who you are. And I need to put a curler in for that. Curler's Chronicles for that. Hold on, let me see. Okay. See if we can hold that in. Your value is not in what you do, but in who you are. Curler's Chronicles. Okay, check out my shorts for those. Okay, and just really just show you guys that it's okay to not be assigned something. To have that feeling where you gotta be allocated to something. Your time always has to be allocated. Maybe if you're that way, that's fine. I was that way in the beginning. When I first left, I was kind of like, it probably more in the middle, because in the beginning I was like, I'll take the time. But after that, I started feeling a little antsy. And I'm so settled and okay with having my days, having my mornings, having my slow time, whenever that time is, napping in the middle of the day if I need to, which I really don't, but whatever happens, or taking a bus, deciding to jump on a bus at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and go to another city, because my job is to share some of this stuff with you. So I'm technically always content creating or observing and things like that, but I am okay with not doing anything. And so helping others realize that having that ease in life is actually okay. It's okay. All right, y'all know I'm gonna share as much as I can with you. Let me know if you have any questions. If y'all have any concerns, let me know y'all thoughts on my observations and or this little commentary here at the end. Y'all know me get out of here. You know the drill. Toodles and noodles. Peace and hair grease.